Hi and welcome to what's going to be a quick video on GlobalProtect versions and how we control those versions and how they can be controlled and downloaded by our users and upgraded on the systems. Please, if you can, please like and subscribe to videos. It really helps. As I say, we're really trying to build the channel, and so we can continue doing videos like this, which people are seeming to find very helpful. Okay, so this is really, I put out a post the other day about version 6.3.3. Which is the fixed version of the CVE. There was a CVE that was affecting earlier versions of the 6.3 train, and there's lots of functionality within 6.3 now that is really useful, especially if you're using SAML authentication and things like this. So I thought I'd just do a quick video on the different ways we manage Palo Alto equipment and where you find the control for that application. We're going to start with SCM. Just over the top of that, just to say, you can also, with a valid support contract, you can download from Customer Support Portal, from the Palo Alto Customer Support Portal at support.paloaltonetworks.com. If you log in there, then you can go to the upgrade section. Bit weird that it says upgrades, but whatever. Go to the upgrade section, and then software, and then select which version you want. Okay, so we're going to start with SCM. We're going to start with Strata Cloud Manager. And what we're in now, we can see here, so we're in Workflows, Mobile Users, Setup, GlobalProtect Apps. So that's basically Workflow and then Prisma Access Setup. And we get, Mobile User Setup, and then we get to here. This is where we control all of our app settings. The first thing to look for is what version we have published on the portal. So this is a global setting, and this is exactly the same as we'll see in a minute with the firewalls, where you have an app version that is hosted. If we want to change that, so we'll click into that. So currently, when this was set up, 6.3.3 was only released yesterday, so it may be available now. So it's available now. So if we were to click on that, so if we were to click on 6.3.0, for instance, when somebody logs on to our system and they have a version that's different to that, it will look to see if you want to then upgrade or downgrade even potentially to that version. So we're going to activate 6.3.3. I'm going to click Save. It's going to take its time because it always does. And as you can see there, it's going to be available for users in 60 minutes. Usually, in my experience, it's before 60 minutes, but if you say 60 minutes, that's all good. Okay, so, and you can see also I'm using Prisma Access Browser as well today. So the way that is controlled is set up within the application settings themselves. So we have this box here, which is Upgrade GlobalProtect. And I'll just go through these options. Just click out on that so I can just move this down a little bit. So I'll go through the options and we'll see what they do. So allow when user accepts the upgrade prompt. So when a user logs on, if there's a updated version, there'll be a prompt, there'll be a dialog box. And do you want to upgrade now? And you can select yes, and then it'll upgrade in the background, and then restart into that version. Disallow is simply disallow. So what we're saying is that the version is fixed, and we're not going to allow the user to upgrade or downgrade it from the system. Anecdotally, on the side of that, you'd initially think that would be the correct setting if you have Intune managed devices in your organization, although we did find issues with that in a particular organization I was with, where we have Intune managed devices, we have disallow for upgrade or downgrade the GlobalProtect client, but that meant that because it ran as a user context, it meant that Intune then couldn't upgrade or downgrade that client as well. It got stuck. Okay, so the next one is manually. Is what it says it is. It's a manual process. The user has to manually upgrade or downgrade the client, and they can get it from wherever they can download it from, or you could, have a repository somewhere at work. Allow transparently. So when a user logs on to the system, the GlobalProtect client will do a lookup, and it will see whether there's a different version, and then it will just do that in the background, and it will tell you that it's upgrading or downgrading the GlobalProtect client in the background, and it will just do that in the background, and then when it's finished, it will then prompt you that you need to restart. And then for this one, this is specifically a minute, I believe, on SCM, although it could appear in 11.1 or 11.2 versions. I haven't checked yet. allow when the user is in the corporate network. So when the user is in the corporate network, effectively what you're saying there is that they're not needing to use the VPN because they're on the corporate network. So internal host detection says, okay, you've got VPN. So you're connected to it. You've then gone and you have registered with your internal gateways, and then you're going to do the upgrade. Then you're going to allow the upgrade. Then sort of means that basically you don't have any disruption. But what you could have, especially with the working practices today, you could have the fact where you then have lots of people on lots of different versions. Well, not lots of different versions, but you could have lots of people on different versions of GlobalProtect based on when they came into the office or when they didn't come into the office, or the corporate network sort of, as well. Okay, so that's on SCM. If we move across to the firewall now, so this is my firewall at home. So move across to my firewall, and we can see that under device, and then GlobalProtect client, kind of self-explanatory. We then get the versions there that we can then host on the device itself. And again, this is the same as always. We check now, or we can upload a file. We can upload a version if we download it from somewhere else. And then we have the same options we've got here. So it's available and currently installed. Anything that's available is what's downloaded on the box. We don't have the option of the multiple versions, of downloading multiple versions to SCM. They're just available because that's something that Palo does. And then we can validate it, or we can export it. So we can export that version as well, and we can click straight through to release notes. Be aware that doesn't always work for older versions. And then we can download a version. Now, to get the new versions onto the box, you can see we've only got 6.3.2, is we do check now, and it will go away and it will check for the new versions of the GlobalProtect client. Okay, that's done now. I did actually pause it because it's only a PA220 and it takes a while. And then you can see we've got version 6.3.3. Another quick note there, just anecdotally once again, is if a page like this, and it's the same for dynamic updates and so on, if a page like this you haven't done the check now in some time, and it's sat sort of just like this, if you were to come to it and then you were to try to download sort of an older version thinking that the link is still going to be valid, because, I mean, it's an older version, so why would it change? As a general rule, that fails to work. So if you're doing anything, even if you're going to pick a version that already seems to be on the box, I would always do check now, because if you do check now, then you know that you've got a live link. So then you just download that version. So it starts to download. I will pause again just whilst it's doing that. Okay, so that's at 99% now. Just wait for it to ping over. And then once it's downloaded, it preloads it into the software manager, or software ends up in the software manager on the box. This will probably take a couple of minutes due to the fact that it is a PA220. And now that's finally finished. So that's now successfully downloaded, installed in Software Manager. Click OK on that, or close. And then once this spins over, we'll be able to see that it's now available for activation. So we click Activate. This tells me that when I activate it, next time somebody downloads some software, they'll get 6.3.3. So yep, that's all good. I'm all right with that. And then that's going to do the install. Okay, so, and that's how we do it on the firewall itself. So another way of getting to the GlobalProtect software is to log into the portal. This is my portal, my internal portal at home. And I can download the GlobalProtect agent from here, download Windows 32-bit agent. So if I download that, then I have the download there. Also, if we go into Panorama, we're going to Panorama to check this. So we're going to check that was just scanning there for the file. So we're going to the demo portal, and then we're going to have a look into the agent configuration. So if we go into agent, so if we create an agent configuration, so let's create demo agent, agent config. Okay. Just to say that it's there. So in the app, so that we have here as well, we have the same sort of menu as we had on Strata Cloud Manager. So we've got the allow user to upgrade GlobalProtect app. Terminology is the same. Again, we've got allow with a prompt. So There's a new version. Do you want to upgrade to it? Got disallow. No, you can't do anything with it. Got allow manually. Only manual upgrade or downgrade available. Allow transparently. So there's a new version. And actually, I was wrong. So we got internal here, which is slightly different terminology, but internal would be the same thing as well. So that's when you're on the internal network, corporate network, you can upgrade. So I retract my previous statement about 11.1 and 2 because this is a 10.2 box that it's on. Okay, so we would just select whichever one we wanted. We're going to allow transparently. We're going to click OK, and then we're going to click OK. And then once that's been pushed and pushed to the firewall, the next time that the GlobalProtect client reaches out to the firewall to get its portal config, he'll get its portal config, and as part of that portal config, it will then have that upgrade and downgrade policy as well. Okay, so that's literally it. That's a quick run through, hopefully very quick. I know it was 11 minutes or so. Quick run through of how we achieve the GlobalProtect versions from the firewall, from Strata Cloud Manager, and then the configurations within the portal. As well, we looked at the GlobalProtect portal config, so where you can download it from the portal as well, and that will be the version that you've downloaded onto the box. And remember, you can get it from the customer support portal as well under upgrades and then software. Thank you if you've made it this far. Please like and subscribe if you can. It really does help the channel. And look out for the SCM and Prisma Access. Well, it's actually the SSE certification exam course coming soon on Udemy. Bye.